You are back with the grinder, and Smoke Daddy J is on the other side of this thing, and we are about to get in.
What the fuck is that? Oh, that's fantastic. That
Like,
sounds like this should be like that sounds like something like a late night radio host would say.
yeah,
Welcome back. Smoke Daddy J.
Smoke Daddy J is back in.
Smoke Daddy J, all right.
Yeah, I figured it'd be the best thing to kind of kick us off.
Okay. All right. Well, that was nice. I appreciate that intro.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I just it's a talent of mine. Talent.
The end of the year is upon us.
His.
Man, like
His.
it went quick.
Mm-hmm.
Are you already putting your plans for next year?
Yeah, we did that 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Okay. Good. Good.
Yeah, so we're prepping up hot. We got some damn work to do. That's all I can say about it.
I feel you
But
on that.
I will say to that, we've got the damn group to do it. We've got the group to do it, and I genuinely do think if everybody actually busts their balls, we're gonna hit where we need to hit. And it's been a goal for a long time to get where we want to get to, and we always seem to fall short for a couple different reasons. One, my own reasons, leadership aspect of things. I get dialed into recruitment, or I get too dialed into this.
Yeah.
One part. Two parts, effort and consistency on agents. And then the third piece of that, I'm excited for the north end to start growing next year. Shannon and I have a lot of good plans for that. And so I'm super stoked to kind of see where that goes.
Well, I like what you said about the right team. That's number one, right? You got to have a good team with the right energy, the right focus. Well, I say the right focus. You got to help them develop focus. That's your job, right? You're the leader. You need to set the course. You need to set, hey, this is the North Star. This is where we're going. But it's really tough to do that if you don't have the right team.
I mean, hell, do that. It's hard to do that just in general.
Yeah, yeah. And not having the right team, you're gonna waste so much time and energy just trying to keep, if the team can't take care of the necessary things themselves, right? So, everybody falling in line, doing the work to get it where it goes. So I'm excited. I have this stud coming on beginning of the year to run. Going to be the director of our sales and marketing and branding, handle all that. And she's an absolute stud. So there was a little group text message going out about a prior employee that worked at the company, 23 this year. We worked really hard to get people off the bus that didn't need to be on the bus, right? And then we've worked really hard. We got the right people on the bus. We've been working to try to figure out how their seats should look, right? And so there's a group text message going about this prior employee and the fact of like some marketing thing she did and it showed on Facebook. And the person I'm bringing on, that's going to be the new marketing, she goes, oh, I know that customer. I referred that customer over to you guys. What is she doing with them if she's not with y'all anymore? She's like, and then immediately everybody's kind of like, well, we lost some. She's a dirtbag. She pulled some accounts, right? And I told the new marketing person that's coming on for us, I was like, this is going to be, I said, look, the fact is she had a small but loyal following and she took some with her. It's obvious as day. And and her ethics are questionable, right? So, probably more than questionable. I was like, look, the fact is though, I have a team that is primed and ready for you. They are primed to get to work and follow someone who's good. And the fact is, I'd have paid double that in loss of customers to not have that person here because they were not right for this company. And I got the right team for you that's ready to go to battle. like to get after it. So like, look at it and bring the focus around. You gotta have the right team, man. You gotta have the right team. If you're the only person working at the company, you better be a good team member yourself. Like you better keep yourself motivated. You better be positive. You better do everything you can to be a good team member yourself.
So, and you're right, but to dial in on that, I don't, there, my brain's not working as fast as my mouth is. This morning, my journal piece was, what's keeping you motivated this week? Right? You brought up motivation. I don't think anything actually keeps me motivated. I don't think motivation is actually a piece in the gears of business or even life, dude. I think everything is my response to it was, it's not about motivation, it's about dedication and discipline. Everything else falls to the waistline. You can be motivated to do something and that lasts for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But you can go to YouTube and find your motivation and get all amped up, but how long does that last?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't, because it's not real. It's fugazi. It's in the air.
Yeah. Well, Zig Ziglar says motivation's like a shower. It doesn't last long and you need it every day.
Right.
I like the idea, and I think we could sit here and splice and get deep into the word's meaning, but really what you need more than anything, motivation. Hey, I'll take it wherever I can get it. I'll use any fuel I can, right? If there's fuel that I can use to put on the fire, I'll do it. Some burn better than others, some burn longer than others, but I will take any fuel is available to me to help stoke the fire. With anything I can be something that inspires me is way better of a motivation than just $1 or whatever it may be, right? Or something that gets me a little pumped up. We finish these podcasts sometimes, I'm fired the fuck up. I'm ready to go because of it, right? Sometimes it's a conversation when we end the podcast. We sit there and kind of chat about a couple of things that are going on personally, get all fired up. I hang out. I'm like, dude, I got to go because I want to use that energy. But anything I can do that's going to keep me inspired, that really drives me for long term, that's always a much better fuel on the fire than a little one-liner quote or something like that, for sure.
Yeah. Do you think that you find yourself looking for that more now than you did initially, or do you think it's vice versa? Or is
Oh,
it,
no. I definitely hang on more to what inspires me than versus just trying to make this month's payroll. There's not an issue with that anymore. So it's more about, or just one more buck, right? Or how the hell am I just got to sell something so I can eat. I should probably have more of that now. I've relaxed on my laurels a little bit because money isn't tight. That was a hell of a motivator. It was a good motivator, man. It helped me be better, you know. But no, I've definitely transitioned much more about the things that inspire me and fuel me for the long term.
yeah. See,
But I still question that, what it is. And I mean, that does still change a little bit. It doesn't really completely, it's not like this today, this tomorrow, but it's more like, hey, I view it this way. Maybe I view it rotate that a little bit. I view it a little different. That's progressing as I get a little more wisdom,
yeah. I think I'm opposite of that, dude. I have such a hard time finding what, like, maybe. I feel like I have a hard time figuring out what actually the inspiration to what I do, other than growing the team, growing the people that are in it, trying to do the best for them. because everything else, like for my personal, like on like my internal side, that's what kind of gets me going. But if I didn't have the team and I didn't have the people that were in the team, I I would still work as hard, but it wouldn't have the same oomph, like the same zing to it, right?
Yeah, for
But I
sure.
would still do the work. I would still do what I needed to do, and I feel like that's why I have the team that quote unquote inspires me to be the person that I want to be. The back end of that, I think I purposely put myself in situations to have to make a bigger nut, have to level up in certain ways. Like you and I initially when I sold my truck, right? And I was like, dude, I'm thinking about getting this and thinking about doing this. Da, da, da. I think that whole purpose there, like I could have paid my truck off, but I didn't because if I do that, then I don't. There's nothing holding my feet to the fire
Yeah.
other than the goal of like, hey, I'm just going to stack up cash.
Yeah.
Like I think I have to have, and maybe this just may be where I'm at in my current um period of my life, where it's like I gotta have something on my personal end that just that gets that grit, right? Oh yeah, I stepped it up by a blank amount of month. I'm gonna have to sell some units, right?
Yeah.
Those are the times where I'm like, man, I'm about to come in here this month and I'm about to just put, 9 or 10 on the board, or I'm gonna put 8 on the
Well,
board.
and I think we're talking, I mean, that's kind of covering a couple of different things. Like to that, I very much believe, I've said it multiple times on here. I tell my team that, but like a professional shows up every day, even when they're not feeling it. Because the thing is, that day when you have that hot streak, like you're just talking about, like, oh, I'm about to crush some units, right? A couple things line up that day just perfect. Morning started off right. Like everything's just lining up. You're just in the great mood. And a couple of things are coming through, and you're like, man, I'm about to fucking dominate this day. You can't win based off of just those days because that's back to motivation. Everything, the stars aligned.
Yeah,
It's just like you can't, actually, that's irrelevant to the point. You have to show up every day, even if you're not feeling it. Doesn't mean you got to be a rock star, but you got to put in the work. You got to do the things. So when that day does line up, you can be the badass that goes, I'm about to dominate this day. You know it because you've been putting it in every day, even when you didn't feel like it. You've at least showed up. You've at least got the task done, right? It was obvious you were there. And then when that day aligns, you know. Because it's like you've been sitting there waiting on that perfect wave, but you've been hitting every other wave, right? You've been surfing them all. Now here comes that big one. You know that's your wave, and you dominate the day. You
yeah,
absolutely dominate it. So I think that's where a lot of people get it wrong. Is they always just I'm always looking for that day where it's going to line up because I love them. Who doesn't love a great day like that?
yeah,
Like, man, I'm going to dominate. I'm going to have a great day. I'm going to go home. I'm going to have a good evening with my family, all that good stuff. But if you think that's what you serve, like that's how you just win, it's like Jocko talking about like, win the day and stuff. He ain't saying like, hey, you have amazing days every day. He's basically saying just get the boxes checked.
yeah.
If you
Well,
just focused on checking the boxes every day, those days will line up. You will have more of them and you will win. So that's one piece of it. Me personally, the way I see it.
yeah,
The other piece back to the team, absolutely. Like I realized a lot of what I do is based around me having a team around me. It fires me up having people in here, especially that I have people that I enjoy and like, and I want to see them win. Not necessarily because them winning helps me win. Yes, that's great. That's a phenomenal relationship. It's reciprocating. That's awesome. But also just because I like them as people. I
yeah.
want them to do well. That motivates me. That drives me forward. So to that, if you got people on your team you do not like, I can promise you, if you don't like them and they don't fit don't figure a plan. Don't just dump them, but like, don't work with people you don't like, especially if you own the fucking company.
It doesn't make sense.
That's one of the few choices you get in owning the company.
But
Don't work with people you don't like.
Pieces that bleed into everybody else. Like,
Yeah.
if anything, that is one thing that I have learned this year, that if you have someone who, if you have someone who purposely sets up excuses for themselves to lose, even though you give them every reason to win, dude, it will bleed into every fucking aspect of your business, your people that are in your business, the shit that they go home with. Like, it literally will be a cancer to what you're trying to do.
Yeah. And
And
let's say all that is 100% fact, but let's say it didn't do any of those things and you just don't fucking like them, then you don't have to have them there. Like, you don't have to have them.
to your point on that, to your point on the last piece, create a plan around it, dude. There have been some people that I'm just like, dude, you're out, like, you're gone, and it happens that day, and it's bing bada boom, because you start pouring out so much out of your own cup that the other cup is just it's damn got every damn leak in it you could possibly think of, and you're trying to still fill it up.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. I mean, if you do an 8-hour day and you're around people, you own the company and you do an 8-hour day and you're around those people all the time, you may spend more time around those people than you do your own family at home.
Or friends.
Yeah. Like, why would you do that to yourself? I've been guilty of it, but man, I try to get a lot sharper at that now. Whew. It is exhausting. It's stupid. And it is the biggest waste of energy for you because you'll spend more time thinking about it.
No. And you did make the point of what you were talking about, that the days that you're going to catch the waves and days that you're purposely just going to catch the shitty waves.
Yeah.
That's literally what I was talking about this morning. It's dedication and discipline to what you're doing. And the hard part of that with being an entrepreneur or being your own, you may be a part of a team, but you are your individual person on, or an individual role on that team. The hardest part of that being, whether it's a real estate agent, insurance agent, whatever it is, if you're the person who has to make that commission to be able to make your nut and at the end of the month, the hardest part to all of it is you have no idea if the work that you're doing every fucking day is actually going to produce the results, right? You can sit there and you can say, dude, it's all about time on mat, it's time on the phone, whatever it is. You have no idea that the actions that you're putting in are going to end up in the results at the end of it.
Yeah.
But if you do enough, something comes of it. Something comes of it.
Yeah.
Every damn time. Every damn time. Even when it's the darkest and you're in the tornado and shit just is falling apart around you and you're in the fucking fire. If you continue to build the person on those everyday actions that you're supposed to build, that person is who gets the results at the end of it. It's not the person that stepped into it.
Yeah.
So every single day that you put on your suit or your tie or your damn flannel or your hoodie, whatever it is, and you go into that damn office and you make those calls, you are creating the person that you're actually trying to get to.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's weird for me that just made me think about it. Like, honestly, I operate truly my best when I'm under pressure.
Yeah.
I'm, and the harder the pressure, the better I operate.
Yeah.
I have not hit a cap on it where it did not make me operate better yet. Problem is, it's fucking shitty for me mentally. It is like I mean, literally it'll come out in signs, like what's going on in the inside with the stress level or whatever. It'll literally like it show itself to me in physical ways.
See,
So like, that's when I operate the best. if something hits and it literally the world is on fire with getting it done, the game is on the line with whatever it is, it's got to hit this deadline, dude. I'm a beast on that,
Yeah.
but it is fucking unhealthy for me.
And that's so damn true because, you and I have had multiple conversations where you do like, I'm breaking out in like rashes and hives or whatever. See, mine doesn't do that. My mental, like I start to disconnect from everything. When my red line goes above the red line, I start disconnected from whatever it is, whether it be business, whether it be, life shit. I just shut down. And then the only thing I know to do is work. And so that propels, right? Because it is good for me in that aspect. But I found for myself, I operate so well in the red line. But if the moment I hit the gas on that red line, like I go above that, yeah, it's not good for me. It's not good for me, but I love it. I love the feeling of like, oh shit, we are in the shit. We are so far in the shit right now.
I think the problem is on the backside because I also will become a shitty person to be around.
Yeah.
Like I will. Like I'm not fun to be around. And then Danny, my wife, will have to go, she'll have to tell me, hey, you're flat out, you're a dick or whatever, like legit, or she'll try to straighten me out. If I could ever get where though, see, like this is some good self-analysis right now. I do operate extremely well in that. And I'm not always looking for that, but I do operate very, very well as far as the work and how it gets done. And I do not fold under pressure. The problem I think though is once it hits and it subsides, that wave's over. I don't go, all right, I got to go cool my jets for a week. Like I don't do that. I just go, oh, well, I'm a professional. Let me show up tomorrow. Let me show up tomorrow. Let me show up tomorrow. Great, good. But like there's no there's no recharge in there. I don't allow recharge. So the stress doesn't get a chance to just subside or whatever. That anxious just to get it done, being on the trigger kind of feeling doesn't go away.
Right. So
Yeah.
you extend it out, but it's so subdued that you don't notice it until it
Yeah.
pops. So my question to you on that, where do you think that comes from? Because was it like that when you were in the army?
Um, yeah, but that was different, I mean, I say that was different. To me, that was different in the fact that, yeah, I was in a lot of high stress situations, but you had literally people on your left and right that were in the same stressful situations. And sometimes tempers would flare at each other. Like the team sometimes, man, there'd sometimes be guys ready to have a fist fight, but it was just because we were so charged up all the time, you know, and that would usually subside very quickly. But you stayed kind of pissed off. I mean, think about it, man. You're in a freaking war zone. When we weren't out sleeping out on the ground or a little cot in a little area, we come back in for refit days, which was nice. And I'm not making it like I had a hard dude. There was way more bad dudes than me. So please, let me go ahead and put that disclaimer out there. All right. We did that. We came back for refit days. We got hot chow and you got a hot shower. And you had a little more comfort. I had a bed to sleep on. We were in a tent, 14 of us in a tent, but it had a wooden floor. So that was nice. It was warm. So you'd get the refit day, but you weren't getting laid. So I mean, just the fact. I mean, I got a wife that was thousands of miles away. I got no connection there really, other than phone calls, right? So there was no alcohol, which I don't know would have been a good idea or a bad idea, but like you just stayed pissed off kind of all the time. You were in a constant state of being a little bit pissed off,
Well, I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, so you were kind of just in this constant stage of pissed off. But no, I think that's a good bit different. But I think if you had that, like we talked about, you have this peak and then you don't take a few days to cool down and then you just go back to the norm. Well, the one little jump in stress is going to make you pop.
Yeah.
I went through issues with that. I mean, I do. I can't remember what it was.
Hole in the
We were
wall.
probably we were doing some big merger, and like I'd been pretty tense. And then, like I said, I didn't take any cool down periods, and I'll never for. I mean, I can still see it like yesterday. Still standing in the kitchen, had a cup of like a protein shake, right? Just filled it up, sat it down. Danny said something, and she wasn't even like talking shit. She wasn't even mad, but she said something, and I took it that way, dude. And I don't even like, it's like I blanked. Like I just saw red. I mean, like when people say they saw red, like that was probably one of the first times I ever really remember experiencing that. I saw flat out red. Dude, I just smacked that shake as hard as I could. I hit the cup so hard, it was a plastic cup. I mean, it shattered the cup, the plastic cup. Protein was dripping off the cabinets, off the ceiling. I mean, everything. It exploded everywhere. And I just walked out of the house. And then I would have like that dump of that adrenaline or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? So like I turn around, come back to the house and get in the ladder, like trying to wipe protein shake off the ceiling, feeling like an absolute dumbass, you know. And just stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
Put a couple holes in the walls over here in the office.
So back to the question.
Yeah.
Where do you think that came from?
I don't know. I know that I came into business with no experience. I'm just old redneck, right? And I started in this industry. I started a professional career young at 19. And dude, I had to scrap for every bit of it. I was commission only. I was fucking broke. I had to scrap for everything. So what got me to a level of where I did well was, yeah, trying to learn my craft and all that stuff. But frankly, I would try to outwork everybody. When everybody else would quit, I would just swallow my pride or whatever it was. I'd make another phone call. I'd send out another email. I just tried to always stay like super optimistic or whatever, just persistent. Like I just tried to persist no matter how miserable I was. And it got me a long ways. So it's like, well, anytime I just feel like, man, I'm a little beat down, or maybe I need to take a little time, just persist, dude. Just persist through it.
Yeah. It's made, dude. It's made out of the grit.
Yeah, but I mean, once again, what we're sitting here talking about doesn't mean it's always healthy. I mean, there's a balance to it. Like if I didn't eat for 2 days straight, my body would go, "Hey, fucking put some food in you."
Yeah.
I wouldn't question that one saying, like, "Damn, I need to eat some fucking food. I need to drink some water, right?" Like, oh, I need to get some sleep. I never question that. But if my body's stressed because I'm pushing it too far, I never stop and go, man, you know what? Let me just take tomorrow off. Just reset my mind, make a good plan, maybe do a little cleanup. You know what? Hey, I only worked till noon that day. Like you just made all this happen. There's no recovery for you. You need to learn how to recover.
So do you think that I've been called a masochist? Masochist?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some of that.
We'll explain that a little further.
So enjoying the pain, enjoying the finding pleasure in the pain, stress,
Um,
because you know that it pushes you to the next level, or it pushes you to.
I don't think I'm that way. No,
No.
no, I'm not. I'm not over here. And I mean, I'm not over here with David Goggin posters on the wall, right? Like I'm not that guy.
Yeah, no, and I'm not
Not
saying
that guy, pal. I'm not that guy.
no, I'm not that guy. But with that, I mean, there's got to be some level of enjoyment, or it wouldn't make sense.
Well, there's peace of mind.
There's peace of mind and stress.
There's peace of mind in getting it done and keep going. Like, because I'm like, all right, well, if I don't know what else to do, I'm not going to be the person that sits there and be a fucking loser that goes, oh, I just don't this, and I can think of every excuse why something's not lining up. Well, just go fucking do something. Like, like if I don't know what to do, seriously, dude, if you work beside me and I'm on a day where I just feel totally clusterfuck, like I'll just start cleaning up shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else to do. Well, okay. Well, like delete some old emails, restack some paperwork, do something. Like just do something.
Yeah.
No, we're down here in Georgia, so snow days are weird for us. But like, I mean, Danny would tell you, like, let us be at the house, and we were just going to chill at the house. It could be a Saturday. Let it fucking snow us in. I will go. I will go fucking shining on her ass. I'll start pacing around. I don't like it. Now I'm trapped. Like I got to do something. I got to fucking do something. So I don't think I take pleasure. I take pride in overcoming something though. I do. I see that as a victory, right? Like, but no, man, I don't look for go, oh, that's going to be really fucking painful. Let me do that. Shit, we're talking about doing rucks. I'm like, fuck you guys.
It's interesting, dude.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I just think if you keep making steps forward, even if they're shitty, wobbly little steps, you're still making progress. And some moments you're gonna be able to sprint, some one of those weird fast walks.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes you're gonna literally drag your ass along. If you got it in you, you're still making forward progress and you can look back and see where you've come. And you can say, hey, I know I can fucking do that because I've done it before.
Right.
But I don't a lot of times I don't take pleasure in that shit.
Hmm.
I like it. I think at the end of the day, like I just want to fucking like I want to win. Like I wanted like I want to squeeze all the fucking juice out of it.
Yeah.
You know? I say that, but look, man, there's some bitch in me. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
I know there's some bitch in all of us, but I know there's some bitch in me because right now I could probably write down 3 things I could do that would make me more prepared for the end of the year, and they're not written down and they're not on my action list right now. You know what I'm saying? Could you
Yeah.
write down 2 or 3 things you could do better right now?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No.
Okay, that's good. Well, you're a better man than me.
Wait. Oh, you were asking me? I thought you
Yeah,
asked
I'm asking you.
me.
Yeah, I'm saying, do you have 3 things you could probably write down right now that
Oh,
would help you be
guaranteed.
better at what you do?
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so like I mean, like I said, there's some bitch in me still.
Yeah. I mean, and that's part of it, dude. It's part of it's part of the understanding of imperfection,
Yeah.
but striving for whatever that next gear is.
No.
Right.
So do you take joy in the pain?
Yeah.
Do you? You
Dude.
do?
Yeah, dude. I didn't know that until jujitsu. I did not know that until jujitsu. Being there's something to that in tattoos. That in tattoos. Like it hurts so damn bad. Like I genuinely cannot stand the tattoo itself, but the process of the like this is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Dude, there's something to it. There's something to it that mentally I enjoy. Being hit in the face. It sucks. I enjoy it. And it's not for the fitness, it's not for anything but just give it to me. So I found physically, yes. And then I'm starting to come to the conclusion that there is some sort of that inside of my mental of like, give me the shit. Give me all the shit. It's gonna suck, but give me the shit. But I love the fact of when things are calm, cool, and collected. Because I find that I am calm, cool, and collected inside of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I'd say you're pretty, laid back guy, grand scheme of things. Easy
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
But I think that's because of the other things.
That's fair.
Because it would genuinely take a lot to get me to get to that point, like where you're slapping cups and shit. I I can't ever. I can't see me getting to that point. Like it would take so much, so much, so much. And that's not because of anything other than the fact of like, I think prior to jujitsu, it would have taken a lot less.
Mhm.
But being taken to the point of that OODA loop, right? Being taken to the point of where you just genuinely like your body's just operating on pressure and stress and not like mental stress, well, mental and physical stress. And you're just getting to that point every single day where you're just like, I can't breathe, I can't move, there's nothing I can do at this current moment except accept what is happening to me.
Yeah.
And I think that upon, you know, some of the random shit that's happened in my life, I don't know. I just think I think it would take a lot. There are times where I get.
I do like, I will say, as you're talking, I do like, it is not what motivates me on it, but I do like a little bit of the excitement that comes with the immensity of like the deadline. Like, hey man, this shit's, there's no choice. This shit's got to work. We're putting it on
In the
the
pressure.
line. Yeah, I do like the little bit of excitement there. I do like that. I mean, that is, I don't see how somebody couldn't, just the kind of the adrenaline rush, whatever it may be. Yeah. So interesting. I think on that a little bit more.
Think about it.
Think about it.
I think you enjoyed it a little bit more than you think.
I do feel like I like the thought of being able to control a little bit of destiny too, right? Like you got a little control over the future. Yeah. Like if there's a play and there's an opportunity to run with the ball, I want to be the guy with the fucking ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm fine with taking that end of the game. Like I'll take it.
We'll give it a shot.
Yeah, not because I think I'm the best, but I'll take that responsibility.
Yeah.
Bring it. So. All right, interesting conversation.
Let's get after it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Everybody that has spent the time listening to us today, it's a little bit longer one. With all of that being said, definitely check out our sponsors, Jocko Fuel and Origin USA. When you get to checkout, put in the code GRIND10, GRIND10. James, do you think?
Merry Christmas, Grinder out.